पवित्र आत्मा मुझे ले जा यीशु के चरणों में। पवित्र आत्मा पवित्र आत्मा पवित्र आत्मा मुझे ले जाओ यीशु के चरणों में। पवित्र आत्मा सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए, सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए, सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए मैं हाथ उठाता हूँ। घुटने टिका कर सर झुकाकर हाथ उठाता तेरे लिए। घुटने टिका कर सर झुकाकर हाथ उठाता तेरे लिए। सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए, सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए, सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए मैं सर झुकाता हूँ। यीशु ही मार्ग है, यीशु ही सत्य है, यीशु ही जीवन है, यीशु मेरा प्रभु। यीशु ही मार्ग है, यीशु ही सत्य है, यीशु ही जीवन है, यीशु मेरा प्रभु। सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए, सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए, सिर्फ तेरे लिए यीशु तेरे लिए मैं हाथ उठाता हूँ। पवित्र आत्मा पवित्र आत्मा मुझे ले जा यीशु के चरणों में। पवित्र आत्मा मुझे ले जा यीशु के चरणों में। पवित्र आत्मा
This fellow is named Pradeep Kumar, and I met him at the airport in Delhi on my way over. I had prayed that God would give me the opportunity to talk to somebody in the airport. I was actually thinking of the Moscow airport, but God led me to Pradeep in Delhi, where I had a 10-hour layover when I arrived in India. Pradeep was born in Punjab, but lives in France, where he works for a bottler distiller of fancy spirits and wine. He was very kind to me and bought my breakfast. We spent about 2 hours together and talked about spiritual things, among other topics. We've stayed in touch by email. Pray for him that he will one day give his life to Christ. On the left here, many of you will recognize Faiz Rahman, who heads up Good News India and who spoke here last September. The fellow on the right is named Tarun Das and is the man Faiz told us about, who was caring for some children out in the middle of the jungle and asked Faiz for help when he came out there to preach. That encounter happened under this very tree. Then they had one mud hut and 25 children. Today they have, I believe, around 200 children there and a beautiful complex of buildings. They raise animals for sale and food, and it's a great testimony to what God can do when we say yes to Him. This young lady's name is Elima Nyack. She and her mother were living in a refugee center in December of 2007 because of another period of persecution against Christians that happened before the one in which many were killed and churches were destroyed in 2008. Her father was already dead then, and one night in the refugee center, 2 elephants came in on a rampage and killed Elima's mother. She lives now in the Dream Center in Kandahar. One of the most heart-wrenching experiences of my life was seeing the lepers in the 2 leper colonies that we visited. Good News India helps feed and care for these who are considered the lowest of the low of human society. At the 2nd colony, as I walked around in the sun, I was thinking, dear God, why do these people who were made in your image have to live like this? This feeling was amplified by seeing the children of these lepers. They attend school like everybody else, but are ostracized by their classmates because their parents are lepers. These children didn't run to embrace us as did most of the children at the other dream centers. They sat quietly in their places. They didn't have big smiles like the other children we met. There was a sort of sadness that was evident in their faces. May God break our hearts for these who did not choose their lot in life, but are loved by Jesus Christ, who died for them as surely as He died for me and for you. This is a picture of the beautiful sails of the fishing boats that put out from the beach at Gopalpur. The night before I took this picture, I noticed a light outside my room which seemed to come and go, and when I looked out, I saw a working lighthouse. I would like to have gotten a picture of this while it was flashing out its light, but I don't have a fancy enough camera, or at least the know-how to take night pictures like that, so all I have is this daytime shot. This lighthouse guides the fishermen to shore at night. Without it, they could be lost at sea. I've often heard folks around here talking about Conklinville Church as being a lighthouse on the corner. As I pondered this actual lighthouse on the coast of the Bay of Bengal, I thought about this fellowship here. I couldn't help but ask myself this question: how far does our light here shine? Does it only shine a little way up and down this street? Or can the light from our little lighthouse shine around to the other side of the world? You know, it doesn't matter how big our building is or how numerous our congregation is. What matters is what is the source of our light. If the light that shines from here emanates from Jesus, the light of the world ruling in our hearts, then that beam can most definitely shine all the way to India and anywhere else God wants it to reach. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven."